Hello and welcome to SteveKnows. It's time for the weekly VR news update, and we have huge Quest updates with new features for a potential new headset perhaps, amazing new games, free content, and so much more. If you also wanted to save money on games and get free bonus credits on hardware purchases, use the code SteveKnows on anything on the Meta Store. There's no catch, just save and gain. So I think that is enough chin wagging. We have a lot to cover. Let's get started. Today's video, it is sponsored, but it's for something free called Photon that can turn your 2D videos into 3D spatial audio content. It's the easiest and best way to watch high quality custom 3D content on Quest. You'll get to view a portal to allow you to flick through city skylines, allowing you to get up close to a lion. You can relive memories captured of loved ones. But what I did was convert my 2D captured VR gameplay and was able to view it back in 3D. But with an added feature of spatial lighting that lets the video light bleed into the real world for deeper immersion. There is also a social aspect to Photon, where you can create a profile, people can follow you, you can follow others, and people can like and comment on your video conversions. Think a 3D TikTok. You just upload to your account and then watch inside your headset. It supports high resolution output and no limit on the video length. If you want to try this out, it is completely free. I'll leave links down below in the description for the app and the website. It's definitely worth experimenting to see what's possible. I'm sure you will be impressed. So starting with the big one, version 83 has dropped into the public testing channel and they are pushing a newly updated navigator. As the previous one was not exactly well received. I wasn't a fan at least, so this new update of version 83, it's only going to be rolled out to the same select few that had the initial release of the version 77 navigator, so not everyone is going to have this. But if you are on version 83, check your experimental section and enable the navigator to see these features. I annoyingly do not have it. The UK is always late to the party, if you'd even call it a party. It rocks a Horizon Worlds dedicated tab, making it easier for me to avoid Horizon World content, thank you so much. The library display has also been changed to have interleaved offset rows, more like the Apple Vision Pro design, so it can put more on screen at once into the center of a user's vision, so you can get more at one glance. We also have a People's tab for friends and social content, and there's also a You tab for your avatar management and your profile changes. And you'll be happy to hear the navigator's dreaded grey shadow realm has been replaced with a dimmable background instead. So instead of being 50 shades of grey, it'll be, well, your background. There was also a scene understanding update as well in the version 83 update, so that more complicated scene mesh room setups would now be possible, such as slanted ceilings for attic rooms. Maybe you have steps that give your room different levels, or an inner wall separating sections of your room. The Quest can now cater for that in the scene mesh, as demonstrated here by Sora Twilight. Thank you for this. They posted upon X. We have even more findings as well, but I want to mention this for some context on the changes and some potential speculation. So Meta's internal organization is shifting slightly. Reality Labs has been separated from Horizon OS development. It's now its own vertical, distinct from metaverse research and development. So on the left we have Horizon OS and on the right we have metaverse development. They are now not part of the same thing within Reality Labs. So the important part of this note is Upload VR and Business Insider, they covered this and they said it signals that Meta wants the OS features, the UI ergonomics, device support to evolve faster. It's not tied to the priorities of the Metaverse Lab vertical. So this should mean that they can deliver faster firmware updates and have a sharper focus on headset experiences. And that idea and that reason for it does kind of align with the latest findings, but the latest findings also could allude to a 2026 reveal of a Premium Pro 2 headset or an upgraded Premium Quest 4. Or is it just so they can be more featureful in the Horizon OS for third parties? So Loon had found 5 new interesting things with the latest Quest update. The first being automatic IPD and IAD adjustments. So the string found talks about pressing a button and the device automatically adjusting the IAD and the IPD, telling users to move the headset away from their eyes or closer to their eyes. It is seemingly instructions to set up the fit and the IPD of your headset in an automatic fashion. That could be interesting. That's not something we have at the moment. Next is eye tracking input hooks. We already know we can have the left controller for user input, we can use the right controller for user input. There's another string here that talks about raycasting, more specifically eye raycasting. Raycast is like a beam of light that follows where you are pointing or looking, which would fit with the new UI updates of the navigator as well. We then see device unlocking via the eye as well, so a retina scan that can unlock the device. Lots of strings here showing the expected flow of the process and the edge cases to give meaningful user feedback. And again, it fits the speculation of a premium Quest model to compete with Apple and the new Samsung headset. Could we have the Quest Pro 2? Because it does seem like the Quest Pro was ahead of its time. And there's also a guest mode feature, which actually already exists within other Meta products, where you can give your device to another person and they can try it and demo it out without them having access to your account and your profile details, because us VR lot, we're kind of shady and we don't want to share that information. But a huge one is surface hand typing, meaning you could type on tables or flat surfaces with tracked hands. But could this mean we could have keyboards without needing a keyboard on a flat surface? None of these features are live yet, but the presence of these strings just shows that Meta are experimenting, seeing what's possible. But as to why these are in here, I don't know. Is it a new headset, or is it simply just to make Horizon OS more featureful? Okay, let's move on from the cool stuff onto the games, the fun stuff. Starting with Mega Fireball. So this is a mixed reality arcade sports title, a new MR game that looks to be Fall Guys inspired. It's rather whimsy, turning your room into a reactive sports arena where you will dodge fireballs, shoot hoops, avoid barriers, all based upon the geometry of your room via the path through scanning, which is good timing for the latest version 83 update. It's built by ex-Niantic staff, so they have experience. It's designed for party play, short sessions, high replay value. You control Slappy, so you get a god view perspective of him, where you are actually a player as well, so it's POV and godlike view perspective all in one. The title actually kind of reminds me of Headers and Volleys, which is calling any British millennials there on the playground. Next is Arken Age. This just launched natively on Quest 3 with full performance tuning, and it's being frequently said to be one of the best ports the Quest has ever had. Previously, it was a PC VR title and a PSVR 2 title, so this port optimizes the visuals, controls, and loading, etc. for mobile hardware. It features bow and melee combat, layered encounters, scenic outdoor landscapes, a gem for VR players that like immersive solo adventure experiences. Plus, the game has live tools, so if you want to capture some fun content in this game, you can get some unique perspectives. And for $23.99, the title's actually a steal for a 10+ hour campaign, physics-based combat, 3D traversal, and the beautiful color palette this game displays. I think this is a gem and definitely one to put on your must playlist if you've not tried it. Next, a hype one for PC VR players, the Zero Caliber 2 Remaster is here and is offering some buttery sweet eye candy, delivering revamped graphics and improved weapon handling. I just like seeing sharp, clean lines in VR. Aliasing just drives me nuts. So Zero Caliber is a story-driven campaign shooter, which I am here for. I love solo experiences, but this can be a cooperative one if you have friends. You don't really get too many story FPS titles in VR, and this is an iconic one for the franchise if you're into that style of play. This is also supposed to be cross-platform with the Quest, but it doesn't seem to be right now, so that's coming in the future. And to celebrate its new release, it is 10% off on Steam until November 6th, I believe. Next, the Quest is potentially offering an ambitious full flight simulation title called Flight Unlimited. This could be exciting. As I said, it brands itself as the first fully fledged standalone flight simulator on the Quest headset. So it aims to have real flight dynamics, multiple aircraft types, like you could fly the Boeing 747, and 4K cockpit fidelity. The launch is expected to happen in November, so this month, at a price at around $30. I hope it's not too good to be true, because in order to have a fully fledged flight simulation experience, you need a beastie rig at the moment. So if they can deliver something even remotely close, so it could be like a gateway for people, this will be a brilliant welcome addition to this ecosystem. And it looks to be offering $10 off at the moment as a pre-order if you were interested. Time for the quickfire news stories now, some nice to knows that didn't really need too much elaborating. So there has been a patch now for Reach. It got a major patch addressing serious PC VR, virtual desktop and Steam VR issues. The update fixed the hand rotation problems, the grip pressure, audio quirks, and crashes. This was one of the biggest complaints of the game when it initially released. It's between the Quest and the PC VR. Those connectivities were just such a stressful time for people. And a little bit annoying as well, because it seems to be one of the biggest releases of the year, and those that were able to play it smoothly were raving about the experience. So this is nice to know that the update is now here. We also have a confirmed release date for the stealth classic Thief VR Legacy of Shadow. The release date will be December 4th this year, with support for Quest, PC VR and PlayStation VR 2. So if you're a stealth fan, a Thief fan, gear up for some cloaking and some shadow play towards the end of this year. What's that, 4-5 weeks away now? Right now on Epic, Bendy and the Ink Machine is completely free on the Epic's game store, so grab it while you can. I think it's free for the next couple of days, and you want to grab it because there is a fully fledged PC VR mod allowing you to play this game with full motion controls and head tracking in VR. This was a community-driven mod thanks to the Beef Studio crew. So if you wanted something to play, there's a free game there, a fully fledged free game with a fully fledged VR mod. So I'll link that down below in the description for you as well. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope there was something here to keep you occupied and get you excited for VR once again. The end of the year in this space is always really exciting. Please hit subscribe and leave a like so you don't miss out on what's coming. But more importantly, have a great week. Happy gaming. Good day.